Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. Whippy! Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. I just wanted to remind you guys, if you happen to live on the other side of the pond, here out in England, in London, in Scotland, and wherever, Ireland, I'm going to be in Manchester, April 8th and 9th of this year, doing a two-day workshop, and you can see more information down below and also see other events that I'm going to be doing this year. All right, so today what I wanted to address was someone had written me, and I love getting emails from people, and I try to respond to everyone all the time, and some of them I like to reserve just for conversation because I think I can say more. And I love receiving them because it just sparks different things to tap into and talk about. So if you guys ever have anything that you wish for me to cover that I haven't already covered within, what is this, 158 episodes now, just please shoot me an email and let me know. So this person writes, I just want to give you just a little bit of information just so that it helps for you guys just to know where she's coming from. So I'm almost 30, female and married, no children. I have a part-time job, means 10 to 25 hours a week in traveling. I'm always busy in some way. My hands are always full, but in my free time, I do nothing but learning and trying to improve my art skills like a second job. I'm interested mainly in game design and character design. I'm not a total beginner, more like a lower level advanced. The question, what would you recommend to people like me how to create or convert that limited free time into super quality study time? What exercises would you recommend doing daily? How to balance between subjects like learning perspective, fundamentals, even traditional media. I don't look for a formula. I just would like to hear your opinion and maybe tips. Habits are very effective and worth to adapt. Sometimes my head is like a beehive, buzzing, chaotic, as so much to learn, so much to practice, so much to experiment and discover. So I'm going to end it there and just give you just some more insight into the reality of what it is. And this is, to me, the key to success in no matter what it is you're trying to get into. And it's something that P.T. Barnum said. If you guys haven't seen that movie that just came out, it's a musical. I happen to like it. I thought it was great. Doesn't tell the story of P.T. Barnum necessarily, a little bit, but it's worthwhile digging into. But what he said was just know your business. And that's the most essential thing. I got something in my eye. You got to know your business. And what that means is in order to succeed within the certain area of art you want to get into, in her case it's as a game designer, character designer, you need to know exactly what that entails, okay? And she's asking the questions, well, what does that entail? What are good practice habits? And these are the things, again, that are solely responsible things that you have to take the responsibility as well to really just search. It's not just asking one person, two people, but you digging like what is required in that field. Because by knowing that information and gaining that insight and doing it for yourself, it just makes it worthwhile more. It's like you take more pride as opposed to, if things are just given to you, you never appreciate it. So with that said, I just wanted to say the best things to do is just know your business, know exactly what's required within that field. I can tell you with character design, working in animation commercials, more than I can say game design. I've done some game design development, but never worked fully at a game design studio, but talked to enough people that have. The most important thing that you can just start to practice and develop are what are the requirements. And one of those is understanding movement body language, just how to tell a story and move your characters. That's just vital. That's just the pure observation. So for you, part of that study habit should be that never-ending quest of just constantly looking at people's mannerisms, even if you don't have your sketchbook, and looking at them and studying them and drawing every day something, right? That's the goal. So you might be watching commercials, like I had talked about it. I usually talk about this, but if you're looking at commercials, you're watching TV and you watch a commercial, right? So you got that little bit of time, just turn off the volume and just watch the motion, watch the body language, watch what's going on, and see if you can draw and capture, well, that person looks like they're frustrated, that person looks like they're busy doing something, whatever it may be. And those are practices that I would do. So you're constantly drawing the human figure, and it's just learning the foundation. The bottom line is you can never go wrong learning the foundation. I find that most people who want to get into character design, and this is why it's so important for me when I'm teaching my students the basics of just even how to draw a face, how to caricature. Learning these things are so important because it's the building blocks. If you learn how to draw a good, to me, I feel if you learn how to draw a good human face with character and emotion, you're kind of doing everything. You're able to almost like draw anything else, because that's all you're doing all day long. Besides drawing expressions and attitudes of characters, your responsibility is going to be drawing expressions. Your responsibility is to come up with a lot of different shapes and variation, but always you need to maintain that feeling within your character. So those are some other things that I would suggest that you're constantly doing is, hey, I'm going to practice. I'm going to be putting video on pause as someone's making an expression or doing something. It's like every day, that's what I do. People talk about, what do you practice? What do you draw? What are the right things? The reality is you just want to keep drawing because you just want to keep drawing. Every day, I can tell you, I have a sketchbook that I just fill up. It's right in front of my TV, and all I do every time I sit down in front of the TV to watch TV, that sketchbook is in my hand because I'm drawing someone's face. Male, female, kid, it doesn't matter. It's just not because I have to, it's because you just want to. And I know still today that drawing an effective head and understanding that is still going to benefit me with every single other aspect of design and drawing that I do. So that would be just a major thing that I would recommend that you're doing in regards to just the good practice. But really what this is just, again, just know, like P.T. Barnum said, just know your business. This is the roadmap to success. You can't get into any profession or legitimately or be the best at it. Not that you need to understand how it all works. It's like when I got into animation, I didn't understand how everything worked. For me, it was that case where I got in, I wasn't so clear on understanding turns and didn't know that a character design needed to do expressions, and I didn't know that you had to do all this variety. I knew nothing going into it. This was back in 1997. I didn't. But the thing that helped me was I felt like I was always prepared because of all the drawing and all the discipline of copying other people and doing live drawing and drawing from video and doing all these things were just all the building blocks that when the moment called, I was prepared and I was ready. And that's what we're trying to do here. You gotta be prepared and ready for the call. Wouldn't you rather be in good shape if all of a sudden you had to go off to war and fight to do something? Wouldn't you kind of wish that you were maybe a little bit more physically prepared? I hear about people who want to join the military who they're starting to work out all the time. Yeah, I'm preparing to go to boot camp. Hey man, good for you. Where some people, they do no preparation. They go into boot camp. They can't even do a pull-up and they suffer because of it. And they're getting people yelling at them. It becomes even worse case scenario because they're unprepared for something they want to get into. I was prepared when I got into it, and that's why I can say that for me, in that sense, not having all that knowledge and knowing my full business, what was actually required, didn't really matter. So like I said, but the reality is once you get into that studio, you're going to learn a lot of other things. But have you drawn people in all different angles? Oh, good, you have? Well, then you're prepared to draw a turnaround. Have you drawn people? Have you animated? Have you done anything that's you're drawing people's expression and doing something like that? Okay, great. Then you know how, once you get in the studios, to do mouth charts, and you know how to do expressions. Again, mouth charts is something you're going to learn. Every single studio has something different, but it's about how do you move that mouth through the dialogue. So, you know, these are just a lot of the big things that I would recommend. Anyway, I hope this answers your question. And thanks, guys, again for listening. Go ahead, feel free to check out my events. And if you're interested in more of a consolidated thing where I'm discussing expressions, turnarounds, and everything about the industry, don't be afraid to pick up my book, The Silver Way, all right? And you can just get that through my website where I can sign it for you. Otherwise, you can order it through Amazon where it's not signed, but you still get a great book. It's a monster. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey, all right? So you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks.